Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. So, we'll be discussing your chapter 9, which is your proper labeling. So, your dispensing process, so dili man taga-end lang sa pag-dispense, di ba, paghatag sa tambal. So, it also involves your proper preparation, labeling sa medicines para sa mga patient according to the instruction sa prescriber or if mga especially katong mga prescription na to nga mga drugs. So it is a very crucial process para ma-assure nga rational ang drug use nato o para pod of course maka-avoid og mga mistakes, mga dispensing errors. So naay possibility nga kung dili matarong og label, wrong nga drug, wrong nga dose, or wrong ang nga advice ang atong mahatag sa patients. So, your labeling of products, it is the major cause of medication errors worldwide. So, kung masayop, of course, masayop ka og label, masayop pud ka og hatag sa patient. So, katok niingon ganina, possible nga wrong drug or wrong dose ang mahatag. That is why it is very crucial all throughout the medication dispensing process. So, if poor ang quality sa labels, then, of course, dili ka sure if mo last all throughout the time nga i-take sa patient. So, dapat, of course, good quality po ang imong labels. So, barriers, of course, na different, lahi-lahi good ang mga kanil knowledge and practices sa atong unit dose dispensing sa UDDS. So, nailahi-lahi nga process, lahi-lahi nga format for labeling. So, depende na siya kung asa ka na, assign hospital or pharmacy ba ka ha. So, that's why, yeah, it could be a barrier to to adequate na labeling. Napoy times na ma-misread ang labels, especially ka ng mga ma-overlook nimo ang decimal points. 0.07 raon ta or ang imong ihatag pero sayo pang imong pagbasa na wrong na noon ang dose. Mga wrong and incomplete labels, improper labeling fonts and writing style. So, na possibility nga, example, kanang mga pinakatay lang pagsulat. So, basin dili mabasa sa next nga, sa patient baka or sa next nga healthcare personnel. So, that's why it could lead to mga dispensing errors pod, and it could be a barrier sa adequate na labeling. So, through labels, practitioners and patients may be able to differentiate your salad. So, that would be, diba, sound alike and look alike drug. Kung, of course, na ay label. So, labeling, so we have mga definition of terms. So, label, mga display sa written, printed, or graphic matter, which is makita na siya sa immediate container sa drug product. So, this is actually required by your FDA. We also have your labeling material. So, kani siya, general ni siya, anything. So, it could be the wrapper, mga cartons, mga leaflet, package insert, accompanying your product. So, again, labeling materials is general. We have katong immediate container jud, which is your label. So, according to Administrative Order number 55, series of 1988, so this is your, na-amend ni siya, so your AO 64 series of 1989. So, your generic name shall be the one with the highest point size among the printed elements of the label. So, dapat printed in full, enclosed, muna siya, di ba? Mga generic labels, generic names na to, nakasulat sa isa ka box. But, if na ay brand, if wala, dili lang generic, so ang brand name dapat 1 point bigger, but same ang typeface, font, and color as the brand name. So, muni siya. Again ha, muning usual po na kumabantayan sa mga students sa ilahang mga labeling. Make sure nga imong label is dili, lahi-lahi og color, lahi-lahi og font. That is already wrong according to the standards set by this administrative order. So, make sure your generic and brand name kay ilang font and color o ilang typeface would be the same. dili maglahi-lahi kay aesthetic lagi. No. We have standards, we have regulations nga we have to follow. So, still under labeling, which is mga information needed in your labeling materials, we have your name of product. So, sure na ta, aware na ta, kinsa si generic name. So, again, mo ni siya ang ginawrite sa box, and it is the scientifically and internationally recognized active ingredients, and which is also determined by your FDA. Then, we also have your brand name. So, if dili siya generic lang na brand, so it is the proprietary or the trade name of the drug. You also have your pharmacology category. So, classification according to their therapeutic na action. So, example sana, di ba, kay mucolytic, sa pa, analgesic, antipyretic, and so on and so forth. So, your formulation, it is the name of your active medicinal ingredient per dosage unit expressed in the metric system. So, makita na ninyo, di ba, sa formulation ninyo. Usually, nakabutang pila ang iyahang kaninga ingredient. Let's say, ang active ingredient niya is paracetamol, pila ka milligram ang sulod ana. So, that's your formulation. We also have your indication. So, muna siya ang approved nga use of your drug product. We also have your dosage form. So, unsa ang iyang pharmaceutical form? So, examples would be, is it a syrup? Is it a suspension? Is it ointment, cream, patch pa na, solution, powders? Those are your dosage form. Now, we also have your mode of administration. So, unsaon siya pag-introduce sa body. We also have your warnings. So, kaning mga mode of administration, for example, sa mga IV drugs ninyo, IV, IM, intraarterial, intrathecal. So, those are examples of your mode of administration. We have your warnings, mga statements regarding the conditions wherein ang paggamit sa product ay makakause og harm to the patient. Diba? Naikuan ana nga sa may example. Man ang kuan. Not for for example, not for children under 12 years old, kina mga ida na nga mga statements. So those are your warnings. You also have your contraindications, which is statements regarding the occurrence of potential hazards and side effects associated with the use of the product and limitation niya sa use. So kani example, contraindicated with patients nga naay mga kidney problems. So, those are your examples. Precautions, instructions, and special care required to use the product to avoid undesired effects and ensure the safe and effective use of your drug. We also have your date of manufacture, which is very self-explanatory. So, mga batch number. So, this is combination sa mga letters ug numbers assigned to a particular batch. So, ayaw kalibog sa batch ug lot number. Okay, your lot number, dili ni siya log class, that is distinctive combination of letters and or numbers assigned to a particular lot. So, your lot is portion sa batch. So, your batch is the whole thing. So, si lot number is part na siya sa batch. Again, it's a portion of a batch. So, do not confuse the two. You also have your expiration date. So, kani siya, date ni siya wherein ang product, date ni siya after wherein ang product kay dili na expected to retain na same na iyang quality, safety, and efficacy. So, most probably, di ba, kung sa pharmacy, kung past na the expiration date, dili na nato na i-dispense. Kaya, of course, dili ka sure kung effective pa ba na, safe pa ba na, dili na good siya good quality. So, we do not distribute or sell them anymore. Or di na nato ginagamit. We also have your net content. So, net content, total amount, quantity, or number sa dosage form in a particular container. So, kani siya, like, let's say, sa syrups na yung mga 60 ml, sa yung mga ointments, 5 grams. So, those are your net content. Storage condition, very self-explanatory. So, unsa nga mga instructions for storage, specifically unsa ang temperature, humidity, o mga other environmental factors wherein sure ka nga pag-store nimo idana nga mga ranges kay kuan siya stable ang imuhang product. Then we also have your name and address of the manufacturing establishment, your FDA registration number, then of course your RX symbol if prescription nga drug. So this is an example of a carton na label. Okay, wait lang ha. Asa man ako makon? Sige, ayun na lang dire. So for example, ang generic na to ani would be your dili na ko makuan. Ano siya diretso? Dili siya. Okay, na lang. So, as you can see, ofloxacin, that is your generic name, Otic solution. So, solution is your Otic solution, that is your dosage form, diba? Then, we also have kung unsa ang iyahang 5 ml. So, iyang net content. So, naa diri contains. So, this is your formulation. Kung unsa ang iyang sulod. Pila ka ml, pila ka milligram, and so on and so forth. Dara na agay diri, diba? Your active ingredient niya, preservative, unsa iyang mga inert mga ingredients. This is your storage condition. Gani. Which is store and so on and so forth. Apo din ni manufacturer nga kuan. Then apo diri ang ihang manufacturer nga mga details. So your afloxacin is an antibiotic. So of course prescription na siya nga medication. That is why na RX only diha. So muna siya yung example of your label, drug carton nga label. Now let's proceed to the next one. So labeling of your unit dose, reconstituted preparations, and external na mga preparations. So, this is according to your section 36 of Article 2 sa RA 10918. Wait lang ha. Wala gi-appeal sa PowerPoint. Sa page 183, so wala na ako na siya gi-include class. Taas na kaayo. Anyways, somehow same raman pud gyapon do na ay gamay nga mga what do you call this? Gamay nga mga dili save. Basta kato lang ang kuan ako ang sa page 181 and 182, 183 lang ako i-include. Anyways, proceed ta ni. So unsa ang imuhang ibutang diha? So dapat naa ang name sa patient, your generic of course and brand name, dosage form, strength and quantity, expiration date, manufacturer's information. We also have your direction for use, name and address sa pharmacy, name sa prescriber, name sa dispensing pharmacist, and if prescription drug, of course, dapat na ay RX na symbol. So we also have what you call your auxiliary label. So they contain mga pharmacist instructions for the patient. So it should also be required para sa mga prescription medication, labi na sa mga dangerous, mga regulated drugs, mga external use drugs. So anything na ganid og special instructions. So we also have your white label. So your white and red labels. So your white labels, mga this is intended for your oral use. So, it is used to label mga loose na mga capsules, tablets, suspensions, etc. Basta anything taken orally. White labels ang atong i-use. So, namang uban mga bottles nga daghan kaayo ang iyang sulod. For example, we have your digoxin. Bottled na siya. So, bottled na siya. Ang sulod is, I think, 500. Dili ko sure klasa. Either 100 or 500 ka tablet. So, of course, kinsa man nga patient ang mopalit og 500 tablets of digoxin in one setting. So, muna siya, loose lang siya. So, loose siya, magbutang din ta og label. That's your white label. Next, we have your red label. So, used to label your compounded medicines. Again, this is for external use. So, that's why naa siya warning nga notice nga for external use only. Then, again, basta red, external use. So, kani siya. Muni siya ang usual ginagamit sa pharmacy. So, these are your, so, naay name sa pharmacy, address sa pharmacy, kung prescription siya, then we have your date, mga generic, brand name, manufacturer, dosage strength, expiry, lot number, direction for use, kinsa ang pharmacist, name sa patient, then kani, warning and notice for internal use only, then warning na pod for red na mga label, again, external use lang na sila. Then these are your examples of auxiliary labels. Again, so to si auxiliary labels, mga labels containing your pharmacist instruction to the patient. So kani. So I think ang use ani nga mga labels would be your sa Davao. Nanay pharmacy nga ga-implement ani nga ga-use sila auxiliary label. So we have your as needed. So it may cause dizziness, shake well, vaginal use, swallow whole, do not chew or crush, and so on and so forth. So these are your examples of your auxiliary labels. Now let's go to your considerations in preparing labels for unit dose na preparations. So we have your single unit dose package. So kani siya discrete na pharmaceutical dosage form. So, examples sa itong mga discrete na pharmaceutical forms would be your tablet and capsule. So, it contains particular dose of the drug ordered by your patient. So, they can be possible nga wala sila sa ilang original containers, pero pwede ma-transfer to small bottles, tin cans and boxes, plastic and or paper envelope and the like. So, you have to consider kay wala man sila sa ilang original packaging original containers, you have to consider their packaging material. So, it should be, ang packaging material would protect your products, your drugs from light, moisture, temperature, pressure, air, and it can also makahandle siya og mga stress from environmental factors. So, that would be your handling. Next is, so your packaging material dapat well-designed based on the storage needs and environmental conditions. Of course, para dili ma-deteriorate ang imuhang drug, dili siya madaot, dili siya maguba. Your packaging and labeling is part of your GCP. Unsa ang GCP? Kusang isulat di ay. So your GCP, that is known as your good compounding practice. So that is your GCP. So your techniques in repacking loose tablets and capsules, of course, ilocate nimo ang imong items nga repack. So prepare your packaging materials of your counting tray. Then if internal, make a white label. Of course, sanitation must be observed. Then count na dayon your tablets or capsules using clean na counting tray. Place sa plastic bottle, Ziploc container with label. Return na dayon to the shelves or cabinet. So of course, other materials put. So, some drugs must be in their powdered form because they usually lose their potency once they are mixed into a solution. So, nayuban ana. Next would be your reconstitute. So, when you say reconstitute, mag-mix ka og liquid, that is your diluent, usually water, your distilled water. Mag-mix ka sa liquid before they can be administered. So, example, ana is mga suspension. So, kabantay mo sa inyong mga antibiotics. So, they are usually powders for, ang ilang mga labels, ana, is powders for suspension. Nga naman, powder form man sila daan. So, muni, diba? Some drugs must be in their powdered form because they usually lose their potency kung ma-mix siya into a solution. So, I think na-discuss na ni sa inyong DDS. Diba, naayuban drugs nga kung in contact with water, especially the diluent, any liquid, especially your water, so they are used as your diluent, kuan siya, mag-deteriorate. That is why they should be stored in their powder form sa. So, kung gamito na siya, ayha din ka mag-reconstitute wherein you add the liquid. That is why, di ba, your antibiotics nga mga suspension usually good lang for 7 to 14 days. Kung naay mabilin, ilabay na gyud na sila. Kay dili na siya safe, dili na pud ka sure if effective. So, that is your reconstitution. So, techniques para mag-reconstitute. So, kanina na inyong buhaton usually. I think this is very common, especially sa pharmacy. Kinaaman tayo mga antibiotics diha. So, of course, locate o kuha ng imong mga items nga imong i-reconstitute o ang materials nga imong gamiton for reconstitution. So, white label, of course, kay most of your but I think not all, is for internal use, specifically katong mga antibiotics. Then reconstitute the medicine following the appropriate procedure. So follow the instructions in the drug label. So ang imuhang mga antibiotics nga mga powders for suspension kay naa na sila mga instructions kung pila ka ml of water ang imong i-add. Then i-half na nimo ang water, mga 1 or 1/3 baka of the water ang imong i-add, ay nimo ihurutanan. So next, attach the label into the immediate container covering covering the company's expiration date of the drug. Ay, nakoy nalimtan class. So kani, make a white label kanilang sa. So naatay uban drugs nga natay uban nga mga drugs nga need siya i-refrigerate, especially your mga antibiotics again. So, ang buhaton ninyo ani is if ang reconstituted na drug is refrigerated. So, kung i-ref siya, usually, ang new niya expiration date or beyond use date niya kay dapat 14 days after it was reconstituted. Again, na-discuss na nako ni siya. Because again, some of your drugs mulu sa ilahang potency. That is why it's very important to say to your patients, if imo siyang i-refrigerate, mo last na siya for 14 days. But be careful because naay uban mga drugs nga dili dapat nimo i-refrigerate. Kay nga naman, naay uban mga antibiotics nga kung imong i-refrigerate mo pait. So please note of those antibiotics. Next is we also have your if non-refrigerated, so mga dili ref. Chut lang class. Okay. So again, if non-refrigerated, dili ninyo i-ref. That would be good only for 7 days. So, after na reconstitute, 7 days after siya gi-reconstitute, dili na siya pwede i-use. Matawag na siya nga, expired na siya. Again, kay dili na ka-sure sa iyang safety, efficacy, ka-sure sa iyang quality. Next is attach a label into the immediate container covering the company's expiration date of the drug. Then, product is ready to be dispensed to the patient. So, consideration sa pag-prepare sa inyuhang mga CSP. Again, that's your compounded sterile preparation. So, kani siya ang atuang i-check. Pharmaceutical name, generic or chemical name, amount or concentration, total volume, lot number, ang beyond use date, ang route of administration, and of course, ang storage na mga requirement. So, muna siya usually ang gina-check, atong dapat i-check when preparing labels for your CSP. So, that ends actually your discussion for Chapter 9.